This, Kendall, make sure you wet your palate. Because you know, the last thing you want is somebody having a good moment and then they get cotton mouth. Second of all, the reason why these shot glasses are here is because I have some rum, some Jamaican rum. Why do you look at Kendall's face?
Jamaican rum is crazy.
But this Jamaican rum is not from my recent trip to Jamaica. It's from my first trip to Jamaica with Sarita. You know Sarita from Rap Shit?
I have to see her face.
Yeah, you know Sarita. You've seen her before. She's the showrunner for Rap Shit. She and I went to Jamaica. It was my first time ever going to Jamaica. And it was a very transformative trip. Mm-hmm. And I always said I would save the bottle for whoever I wanted to drink the last of it with. And today, something just told me to drink the last of it with you.
Okay.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Especially because you always make drinks for everybody else. And this has been prayed over, so this is magical rum. This is the last 2 shots of this bottle. Okay. A lot has happened for the first 100 shots of these bottles.
Okay. I would love to know.
I don't think I can say it on the show. That's a little too human. It'd be humanized after dark. Originally, Chef Jeff was supposed to come on the show and make you cocktails because you always make cocktails for everybody else.
Yeah, where is he? I just saw him last night.
Yeah, he overslept and forgot. And when I called him, he was like, "Oh shit, that's today." I said, "Nah, friend."
He got my last.
I said, He's like, "Well, I'm gonna try to see if I can make it, but I gotta wash my ass and do laundry." I said, "Jeff, that's not how that works." So we have these shots. You don't have to, actually, these are big shots. Maybe we should sip on them a little bit.
Yeah, we could sip.
Let's just finish the bottle. Kendall, are you excited about being humanized?
Yeah.
That's not what excitement sounds like. I don't want any fear in your voice, friend.
Okay.
This is going to be such a great show. For those of you who are hearing that laughter and that voice, a lot of you already know who I'm talking to. This is Kendall motherfucking Kyndall.
You already know.
Best friend in your head or whatever.
You already know.
Like, first we're going to switch. This one's a little bit higher. You a grown-ass man. You drink more than me.
She got me fucked up.
So what are we toasting to?
We are toasting to our podcast. You did mine.
Yes.
Now I'm coming to do yours.
Constant elevation.
Yes.
Are we drinking the whole thing?
Yes, that's just it.
Let's do the whole thing. Oh,
are we doing the whole thing?
No, let's do the whole thing.
I don't know what this tastes like.
It tastes like Jamaican rum.
Yeah, it's giving Ray and nephew.
The Jamaicans do rum. You ready?
You take it? I don't shot rum.
It's the first time for everything, friend.
Oh, shit.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Do it, Kendall. That was smooth and warm. Ooh, that felt like a hug on the inside. Ooh, Kendall. Doesn't that feel good?
It's starting to now.
Don't you feel nice and warm?
It's just making its way on down.
You lucky I didn't try to give you edibles instead.
You know I'm scared of them.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's so interesting about you is that you are so fun that the fact that you're so holy on the back end.
I have fun, but them edibles.
No, but you are so pure. You're much more pure than I thought you would be before I met you.
Yeah.
What is that about?
You thought I was, people be, yeah. I just, I like my alcohol.
A drink and a 2-step.
A drink and I like a drink and a 2-step.
I cannot hear the song Fisher without thinking of you doing your backwards body roll. Kendall is 7'8". So seeing this tall man doing a reverse wave.
Where was that?
It was at Everyday People.
And I was like,
it was like Aaliyah's ghost came back and was working through your body.
That was my inner drum major. I had to bring it back out.
Kendall, have you ever modeled? Because you have a great face.
I model every day.
Wait a minute, Kendall, that's not... Okay, we gotta get serious.
Okay.
We're starting our...
Have I ever modeled? I did.
Really?
Did
you do top model?
No, I did.
You did?
So let me tell you my experience. So I started modeling around 18.
Tell people how tall you are, Kendall.
I am 6'3".
Are you sure?
I am.
Then why do you seem so much taller than that?
Because I'm slim.
I know a lot of tall, skinny niggas. You seem taller than that still.
But I'm 6'3". Everybody, when they see me, they be like,
you feel like 6'7". I did not know
you was that tall.
You feel like 6'7".
Really?
You feel much taller than 6'3".
Sharonis is like 6'7".
He is.
And he taller than me. I'm looking up at him. So
no, Sharonis make my neck hurt. Pause.
Yeah.
Yeah, I be looking at him like, God damn, it's not me.
Pause. My neck hurt. Pause.
No, you're 6'3". So how did you get into modeling?
So I just kind of like tapped into it. You remember Model Mayhem?
Yes, of course I do.
I created, because MySpace was out at the time, and I saw a couple people on MySpace on there. So I was like,
not you admitting you're over 30 by saying all these old school names.
At this point, I look good. It's people that's 27. And I
don't talk about Jordan like that. That guy Jordan, who always has the camera up and close and personal, and he looks like Method Man, but Method Man's 50 and he's 26. Yeah. Shout out to the young kids under 30. Please moisturize. So yes, you were young and moisturized.
Yeah, I still look like I was 15, but I started a page on there. And then I ended up running into, rest in peace, Michael Maddox.
Oh, wow.
He was like, hit me on there and was like, hey, can you call me? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, so I'm doing this show called Made on MTV. And he was doing Made, and he was like, I think you'll be great. I'll get you out here, and what we'll do is start developing you on the show, and then we'll like take you around or whatever.
Like a reality show.
Yeah. And my dad, it was another guy who did it. My dad was like, nah, you're not doing that. He was like, where you gonna stay? Where's this? And I looked up a ticket, it was like $700. I had $700 in my account, that's it. And I thought about it. I thought about running away, but how can you run away and you're 19?
You were gonna spend your life savings on a one-way ticket to stardom at 19 years old.
I was.
You're a fire sign, aren't you?
I'm an Aries, April 1st.
Known. The minute I hear a reckless decision like that, I'm like, is there some fire in your chart?
But I'm also a person, I'm a planner as well. Because if I'm going to do something, like if we're going to go to everyday people, I need to know on Tuesday of that week or Monday or probably the week before, because I got to figure out what I'm wearing.
Yep.
Where we going to eat? Are we going to turn up at my house first?
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Are we going to pregame? I need to know all these things because I need to make sure I have everything that we need. Because if Blue drink tequila, I need to make sure I have Don Julio Reposado.
You are so thoughtful.
Yeah, that's just who I am.
No, that's actually, I just realized because I've been outside a lot. Friend, don't judge me. I don't know if you've seen my stories.
No, me too. I was outside last night.
I heard. I heard you. Yeah. And so because I've been outside a lot, I know that I said that we were going to do your chart. While we're talking, I'm going to pull up your chart at some point because I want to see what's in there because you don't give Aries tease. Like there's something real like stable and kind and almost like fatherly about you in person.
Well, it's a reason why it's
In
some
the inner
fatherly.
circle.
It's a reason why it's some fatherly shit in there.
Explain, friend.
I am number 3 of 7.
That's a lot of babies.
Yes.
Wow.
And so that's probably like people like, do you want kids? Sometimes I'll be like, yeah, but I feel like I already raised my kids, my siblings. So I think it's a trigger for me.
That's literally a question for me on the thing. I was like, ask Kendall if he wants to be somebody's daddy.
I do. I want to be.
Because when I went to your house, you were so hospitable. I was like, he's acting like somebody's husband.
I do. I want a daughter.
You'd be a great girl dad.
I feel like I'm a girl dad. And
Okay, why did I get emotional just now?
She gonna be so spoiled.
She gonna be pretty too.
Like, you what you thought?
You like, bitch, you see the material.
Duh, right.
So you want a daughter very specifically.
Yes, she's gonna be so spoiled. I already know it, but
why do you want a daughter though?
I don't know. I just feel like she gonna tear me to pieces.
Most men don't want a daughter.
She's gonna soften me up because I'm a little hard.
You're chewy.
Okay.
You're not hard or soft. You're chewy.
Well, she gonna make me soupy.
Ooh, that's true. You know what I realized about you that I love? Even though you're an Aries, and Aries is the drunk baby of the zodiac.
You got a lot of nerves.
And accuracy. You can have both. Aries is the drunk baby of the zodiac. There's something about you where you have great discernment. In a way that either comes from an old soul who's been here before or a nigga who's been through trauma and not going back. Maybe a little bit of both, friend.
It may be a little bit of both, but it's definitely some trauma that I'm not going back to.
Yeah, I can tell that you're not taking me back.
Nah, we not doing that.
I gotta put me first, Lucius.
Listen, and that's what I've been doing. It's probably why this shit ain't working out.
We're gonna get into it.
No, you ain't getting into that.
Yeah, we're gonna get into a lot of stuff, friend. But while I'm looking up your chart, there's a question I want to ask you. I was like, when I went on your pod, by the way, when is your podcast coming out? You guys, the reason why Kendall was here is not only because he loves me, but it's because I appeared on his podcast and he was gonna appear on mine, and his podcast is actually debuting this summer.
It is. It's debuting August 5th, and that's a Monday. It's called The Creators Lounge. And I think right now it's between Blue and Jamel that's gonna be first.
Oh my heavens, I love this.
The energy was just with y'all was so like.
I was drunk.
You were, but it was so good.
Oh, really? Because I was tipsy as hell, friend.
Oh, it was so good, though, because you had made a lot of sense.
While drunk. You see, guys, you can be responsible even while tipsy.
Yep. So between you and Jamel brought all of this energy that was just like, boom. So I think it would be great to kick it off with him because people would be like, oh. Yeah. But then also with you, people would be like, oh.
There's depth here.
Yeah.
No, we had a great time, and you were such a good host. Like, I felt like I was just in your house kikiing with you.
That's what I wanted
and there happened to be a microphone.
That's what I wanted it to be. It was a conversation, like, as if we on the phone.
Literally.
And I was just
And child, we be on the phone.
next time I want to be on the couch. I want you to feet up.
Oh, I
want
love
you to be
that.
like, legs like this. And
But I will say this though, Kendall. I made you take a single shot of a prayed over magical Jamaican rum.
And I'm feeling it.
Me too. I feel great. My titties are hot. It feels great.
I'm really feeling it.
That's why I have the water friend.
Uh-huh.
Now, but the thing is, I gave you one shot. You gave me 4 drinks.
Well, you asked for them.
No, that's not how that happened.
Well, you have been wanting to come over for so long,
So
I had to
long.
make up for all the times that when I was living in Atlanta and you couldn't have those
Ooh.
drinks, because I think I came up with a lot of great drinks in Atlanta.
Okay, let's talk about Atlanta. So first of all, before we get into Atlanta, because there's so much I want to get into with you, this episode, the thing about Kendall that everybody needs to know, most of you who are watching this already know who Kendall is. If you know who I am, you know who Kendall is.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't, for the white folks and the elders who I've learned to watch my show, God, I didn't even realize this. A lot of like straight white men and white women and elders watch the show, and I'd be like, oh shit, I didn't realize y'all were watching us.
Well, shit.
They watch to learn.
Yeah.
For that demographic, actually they might still know you because they be watching VH1 on the low.
I was going to say, I was getting ready to answer that question, but go ahead and ask it, and I'm gonna answer.
So Kendall, I decided to Google my friend. Because I was like, there's the Kendall that I'd be seeing at the turn up and we'd be kicking it at parties and stuff and at people's houses. And then there's the public facing Kendall, right?
Uh-huh.
And I saw a quote from you that I was not expecting. Kendall said that he made it from 700 followers to 1 million followers in a space of a year just by being himself. And I wrote, how?
How?
So friend, how the hell do you go from 5 to 1 million?
Just by being yourself.
Don't do that.
No, and I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah, please tell me because I need to know. I need some
Anybody
sponsors.
that's watching that went to high school with me or met me before the Kendall era, they all know when this happened, they were in the comments saying, because my name is Andre, to let you know.
That's a sexy name.
Andre Kendall.
Ooh, I found that out today.
Yeah.
I didn't know your first name was Andre. Why would you, Andre is daddy.
So Kendall is like,
so nice you had to say it twice.
yeah, Kendall, I came up with that when everything popped. Well, right before everything popped, because I thought I was going to get back into modeling. And then I also felt like if I use Kendall, that's going to pop, that's going to stand out. Like, why the two names?
Pause,
Who
Kendall,
is that?
before you continue, you didn't give me your year of birth. Are you going to say it on camera? Okay. I'm going to type it. Kendall texted me, is it this friend?
Yeah.
Okay. How you gonna send me everything but your year of birth?
I'm so sorry.
You gonna lie to the psychic about your year of birth? Go ahead. So yes, Kendall, formerly Andre,
Yes.
was always that nigga.
Yeah.
And then you got on the Instagram
And yeah, and I had changed it because I was like, maybe I'll tap back into modeling. And I was like, maybe I'll do that because I was working at HR. And then I was like, I'm going to just use Kendall. And then
I'm listening.
this popped. And then people was like.
What popped though? What was the moment for you where you went viral that you think you were thrust into the public zeitgeist?
What popped? It did it on its own. I didn't even try. I used to watch a lot of award shows. When the award season would come up, I would watch the award shows and comment on it and be laughing and saying something like for funny parts, and I would catch things. But that was when I had 700 followers. Nobody
700 followers is so wildly low.
Yeah, but this was in 2015. I used to do it like 2014 into 2015, but it was just for my followers, which I knew most of them because it was like people from college, people from, family members. So, I would have my little 10 comments and people would be laughing and we would have a time. One day, I happened to do Love and Hip Hop and I was doing some work at the table. I was working after hours and it was on. And I was like, what did she say? And her hair fucked up.
Damn.
And I was like, why would she say that and her hair fucked up? I know you. I was like, she got to be the dumbest. So I recorded it, had a comb and everything was combed. I was like, first of all, your hair fucked up. Let's start there. And then second of all, why would you say something like that? I'm like, you dumb. And you going to sit here and talk to this dude knowing that he don't fuck with you? And I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Let me get this comb and just comb this part back. That was just me being me. Like, anybody
It's the real you.
Yeah, anybody that know me, I used to play like that with my friends, or be like, don't wear your hair like that. Hold on, let me put this in the ponytail. Just mess with them. Be like, leave me alone. So I was just being me, and I put that hashtag Love and Hip Hop. the next morning I woke up, I had 5,000 followers, and I had all of these notifications, and I was like, what did I do? I'm like, did I roll over on the phone and post something I ain't want
Right,
to post?
have your booty out. Oh my heavens! You went from 715 to like 5,000.
Yes.
From an organic moment.
And by that next week, I was like at a little over 12. And then it kept growing. So every
Kendall,
week,
that's wild.
it was growing like 5,000. And then the more people was getting, well, the next week I didn't want to do it because it was a lot. That was a lot that
So you
week.
started doing it weekly.
That next week, people was like, where the videos? And I didn't want to do it because I got attacked. People was calling me all kind of names. You whack, you this, you ain't even funny. And so the next
Did it
week.
hurt your feelings?
Hell yeah.
You got your first taste of fame. First they love you, then they drag you.
Yeah, it was like, he ain't funny, this, that. And I was like, ooh. So when people was like, where the videos next week, I wasn't going to do it. And I was like, oh, I just did it that time. And they was like, videos, where's the videos? Like, they was coming for me. They was in the DMs. So I had called my best friend, like, listen, you think I should do the videos again? He was like, why wouldn't you? I was like, well, they was saying this. And he was like, what you drink last week? I was like, Jack and Coke. He was like, do you still got some? I said, yeah. He said, pour your Jack and Coke and fuck them bitches.
Exactly.
And I poured that Jack and Coke. It
Got
took
back in the zone.
About 10 minutes, I felt it, and I said, fuck these bitches. And he said, because you know I'm good for checking a motherfucker.
Oh, yes, the audacity
But that was different.
checker.
You know, mine was like small. That was just me. If somebody, tried me. But this was like millions of people. And I was like, okay, fuck them. And it got to the point where I was doing the videos, and when people had something to say, I would see a comment, and I would do another, and the videos was only 15 seconds. I'd do another one. I was like, and for you, Blue, I saw what the fuck you said to me.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I don't give a fuck. What you ain't gonna do? I was like, bitch, you don't pay my bills. And I would start doing that, and people was like, I know that's right. And it turned into like, he gonna say what the fuck he want, and he also gonna check your ass.
What platform was this on?
Instagram.
You were doing all of this on Instagram.
We only had 15 seconds.
That's true. Back in the day, they were because they were competing with Vine.
And the videos I was doing on Love Hip Hop, it was like 10 and 12 because I only had 15. Then when it moved up to a minute, people was like,
shit, when they gave your ass a minute, you took it.
people was like, yes. Then when they made it where I could just do it like long form, everybody hated it. Every time it was an elevation, I had like a decline in like people commenting or liking.
Welcome to
They was
success.
like, it's too much. That's too long. I missed the old way. They always hate it until they get used to it.
And within a year of this happening, you went to 1 million followers.
1 million followers.
Kendall, that's insane.
And people was like, he bought them followers. And
No, you didn't.
You can't buy it because even like when
Your
I was,
engagement tells me that you didn't.
the engagement. All the brands that wanted to work with me, they had systems that generated and can tell. Like, they'd be like, can you send over your insights? I will send it all over, and it will match what they did. They'll put my name and it'll generate, and they'll be like, oh, yeah.
Kendall's a lot of things, but Kendall ain't no liar. Kendall ain't no liar.
Talk about
No,
it.
y'all know, because I'm unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know what it is, but apparently in the industry, I've recently realized I'm known as the human lie detector.
But why lie so you can cover up that lie?
But you're saying that from a place of integrity. Not everybody has that integrity.
Yeah.
You're using the logic of integrity. A lot of folks lie for no reason.
Yeah.
They lie just to lie.
Because one thing about it, people be lying, and I know they lying.
Yep.
Or if I don't know, it's going to come back to me, and I wasn't even looking for it. And I'll be like,
We have that in common.
you said, wait. And then we'll be talking. I was like, hold on. Remember when we were talking about, I was like, yeah. And they'll say something else. I was like, but wait, that day you said this, but now you saying,
Yep.
you have to make this make sense.
I love that you're saying this. This is a perfect segue because Kendall and I actually met through a pathological liar. We won't get too much into it.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it. Welcome to Humanized. And I remember the moment where I was like, oh, you're a pathological liar. And my first thought was, whenever I realize I'm in the presence of a liar who recognizes that I can tell they're lying, which makes me public enemy number one, which means they're going to go and slander me.
Yeah.
Because liars like to call you a liar.
Yeah.
So the minute the liar knows you're onto them, now they got to go tell everybody that you're the liar, right?
Exactly, because they got to cover them.
They got to cover their tracks.
They got to cover
And I
it
was
up.
like, okay, so who did I meet through this pathological liar who I know is going to be able to peep that it's not me?
Yes.
I immediately knew I didn't have to worry about you.
Nope.
I was
'Cause
like,
one
I
thing
knew
about
Kendall
it-
was going to do the truth.
One thing about it, you can go and do what you got to do to me, say this to this person. The funny thing is I always run into who I need to run into at the right time.
Yep.
And they always
You're
have
covered.
this-
You're heavily covered.
Absolutely. And they always have this feeling that something's not right. I know what was told to me, but I just got to talk to him myself.
You were accidentally the first person to put a chink in the armor because I was talking to you and you were doing some long division like, wait a minute, friend. She said this, but then this don't sound right. And I was like, she's a liar. Like, you were actually the first person to, I was like, well, Kendall's doing math. And when a nigga who tells the truth starts doing math, something is off. I was like, this motherfucker's a liar. But how do you deal with that? Because there's so many liars in our industry. And us truth tellers, because we're conspicuous. People know that if you're a truth teller, the first thing they want to do is get on your good side.
Yeah.
So people love to stroke our egos.
Yep.
I recognize that people have told me, Blue, you think so-and-so is nice. She's only nice to you because she's scared that you're going to chin check her ass.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with when you know someone's only being kind to you because they're scared because they know you have a mouth? Well, nigga, this is the show.
Right. Well, I think I'm so used to it that I'm prepared. Anybody I run into that they might be want to talk to me because of who I am. One.
Oh, that's tricky.
So I'm like, I already have like this guard up and this boundary where I'm just like, I'm cool as shit.
You are.
But I'm also like watching you and I'm paying attention, and it takes a lot before I'm like, I just let my guard down. So I think I've always been like, I'm not gonna say that. I lied.
Look at you catching yourself.
There I go. I lied. And Blue said I told the truth. But no, as a kid, I think I allowed anybody to come in my space.
Same.
But over the years, dealing with different friendships, relationships, or just running into situationships, I started to, before I thought I was building a wall or building this shield over my heart, but I wasn't. What I was doing was being careful with who I was letting in my space, because I got to a point where I felt like I'm in a space where I'm back loving me. I know exactly who I am. I don't care what nobody have to say, a parent, a family member, a old friend, or whoever. And what I'm not gonna do is allow you to come into my space and tear that down. You're not gonna tear me down.
That's called discernment. Because people often get judgment and discernment mixed up. I can't stand judgmental people. However, I have a lot of discernment. Discernment is to observe and see what's for you and what's not for you without judgment.
Yes.
I ain't got to call it nothing to say it's not for me. Fuck good or bad, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
I don't have to vilify it. I don't have to slander it. I just know it's not for me.
And I'm big on energy too. I can walk into somewhere and I can feel the energy and I'll be like, oh, this it.
Yeah.
This it. Like, I'm good. Like, what's up, y'all? I can be that most outgoing person, but then also a lot of people say, how can you be so outgoing, but you also shy? I'm not really, I guess I am shy, but also I'm paying attention.
It's
like
discernment.
you said,
You're energy sensitive.
I'm observing because something don't feel right. So I'm paying attention to a lot. And it might take me a minute to warm up to the environment that I'm in, but I'm still like guarded and I'm watching, I'm paying attention because it's a lot being a Hollyweird.
Hollyweird is a word. I actually am about to ask you for some advice, friend.
Oh, Lord.
Because we know, I'm realizing as you're talking that we take up a similar space as far as being conspicuous. Like, everybody thinks they know us, but they don't really know us, but they kind of know us. You know what I mean? It's like a weird dance that people do with us. How do you balance being so compulsively authentic with knowing that likability is part of how you pay your bills? Like, it's this interesting thing of people come to you because they sincerely like you. Brands come to you because they like you. People engage with you because they like you. They offer you jobs because they like you. But it's impossible to always be likable while being authentic. And so it can get tricky sometimes. When do you like turn it off, or how do you navigate always keeping it in the room when being fake probably would have got you further? Because you know both of us would be a lot richer if we were fake.
I can't do that.
Me either. So friend, help. How do you make that balance of still getting your paper and elevating while also keeping it a buck at all times?
To be honest with you, that's nothing that I think about.
Yeah.
I just wake up and continue to be.
Oh, so you do the same shit I'm doing, friend?
Yeah.
That ain't no goddamn advice.
No.
That's monkey see, monkey do.
I just wake up and just.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. And this is who you going to get. And if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. Because what I'm not going to do is change so you can feel comfortable.
That part.
Because then I'm not living to please nobody else no more.
Have you ever lost an opportunity because you wouldn't kiss somebody's ass or be fake?
Absolutely.
I've lost so much money.
Absolutely.
From not being able to be anybody but myself. Have you made peace with that?
Yeah, but they also come back around.
Talk about it.
They'll come back
and there's
around.
less bass in their voice the second time. Like, hey, what's up?
Yeah. You motherfucker.
I love you, Kendall. Say it. Say it with your chest. You're humanized.
It had to do with when I was doing some love and hip hop stuff. It was things that I said and I was doing some things with them at the time. I was being flown out here to do some things, and an exec got mad at something that I said.
Even though your entire brand was built on giving your opinion on them. Wow.
And it was the
got tricky?
opportunity got snatched away, and I was kind of like, every 6 weeks it's like time to do a little, and it was like, I would just say, watch what you say. And for a minute I did. I started like,
you started editing a little bit?
Yeah, I started editing what I said, and then I said, fuck that. You
did.
need me.
That part.
Because what the thing is, a lot of people say, and you see it in my comments still to this day, when I do decide to watch a show, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even be watching the show. I'm only watching it so I can keep up with what you're saying, because your clips is funny as hell. And I'm like, let me watch it to get into it. And then now a lot of people say, I don't need to watch the show because you give me all the footnotes.
That's what I'm saying is it's an interesting thing where you live and die by the sword. The very thing that attracts opportunities is also the very thing that's going to make people nervous about giving you more opportunities.
Yep.
And it's like, look, you know who you were coming to.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm at a party or a function and I make a joke and someone's like, ooh, they want to laugh, but they're scared. I always look in the face, you know who you invited. The bitch you invited is who's here. So how about that? Look at me being here as the bitch you invited.
Absolutely.
I will say this, though. I like money. I like nice things. You like money. You like nice things. And when you are successful, you're very happy about being able to take care of yourself. But on the pod that we did, you guys, please check out Kendall's pod. It's so good. I'm not just saying that because I was on it. But on the pod that we did, we had a really courageous conversation around what happens when you're successful and money comes in, and now you have a family who is looking at you like you Oprah. Not realizing that you live in Los Angeles where the bills are billing. Okay?
Talk about it.
Because I posted a video a couple of days ago where I said, I think it's real ghetto that like I have to go back to work after coming back from vacation and work so hard because I feel like I should be rich by now.
Yeah.
And my friend Rosa Acosta, shout out to Rosa, she was like, Blue, you make good money. Why are you on here acting like you broke? I was like, I'm not LA rich though, babe.
Exactly.
I have LA bills. I'm LA working class.
And we still have to make sure we keeping our appearance up. It's so many things that
if we look dusty, we're not getting another job.
Exactly.
But that's money that you're investing in yourself.
And then coming with that, when you get a contract, when you book something, it's so many people that gotta get paid before you get paid.
Exactly.
So people look at it like, you on TV, you doing this. Yeah, but I had to pay John, Jacob, Jingo, Anheimer, and Smith.
That part.
Before I got paid, and then I got my money, and I'm like, okay, let me budget this out because I need some new clothes. I need this. Oh, I got this event to go to. Oh, I need a suit for that. Oh, I probably should.
I gotta get grooming for that. I gotta do this for that. I gotta do my hair for that.
Yeah.
I have a cousin, like my family and I are slightly estranged because I did something healthy but disruptive. That's what I'm gonna choose to call it. That night that happened. Y'all know what I'm talking about because I know y'all be watching my show. And so I did something healthy but disruptive with the family. And so a cousin recently hit me up and I was like, oh, this is so great. He's checking on me. He wanted me to pay the water bill.
See, I get scared of those phone calls too, especially from the ones that you don't talk to every day. And when they call, I'm like, I just feel it. I already know.
Hey, cuz, how your day going?
What you doing? I was wondering if you could give me this amount of money because, and it's like.
How do you decide who to give, when to give? How do you navigate all that?
I've been saying no.
I'm proud of you.
Because I used to say yes a lot when I was younger because I didn't want them to feel a way about me or be mad at me, and I was always want to please, and I didn't want them to say like, oh, he makes sure he got this and he doing this and he doing all of these things, but when it come to me and I ask for money, it's a problem. You know what, it is a problem. Before it was like, let me just give you because I don't want, I was worried about it getting to other family members and then it come back to me and it made me feel away.
You didn't want to come off big-headed or like you were sedity and thought you were better than the family. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm like, but now I don't care because the same way I did it, you can do it. Like, I'm out here surviving. I know that my job and what I do is totally different.
Pause, friend. You're not surviving. You're thriving.
You're right.
You're
I am.
thriving.
I'm out here thriving.
I've seen your apartment, friend.
It's a townhouse.
Yes, I've seen your duplex, your complex. I've seen the marble. I've seen the island.
Remember with Quad when Toya said she had an apartment? She's like, it's a townhouse.
It's a townhouse. Miss Quad.
Yeah, it's a
No,
townhouse.
like you are thriving, but people don't understand that when you're thriving, that still doesn't speak to your responsibilities.
They don't, because you got to keep that up.
Yep.
And I'm thinking about the next thing and what I'm going to do next. And I'm not thinking about, let me make sure I got enough money, because when you call me, so I can give it to you.
Yeah.
Because if I need to call you, because we had a strike, and the strike
For
is over.
several months.
The strike is over, but it's not. We're still feeling the effects of the strike.
Absolutely.
And I can't call. Thank God that I'm so good with my money in the way I save, and I'm not a big spender. Like, I do like nice things. I like to go on trips.
I'm looking at you, friend. I know. I'm clocking everything I'm looking at.
I go on trips, but I also make sure that I got what I need for a rainy day.
Yeah.
And right now it's been raining for several months.
Monsoons.
And I can't call you and ask you because you don't have it, but you still calling me.
That's a word. People expect you to, when you're an abundant person, that's the language we're going to be using, right? We're two very abundant people. People always think that an abundant person will cover them, but they don't ever think about covering us.
Yeah.
And they don't see that as being stingy or selfish or one-sided. They don't understand the lack of reciprocity. It still can hurt your feelings. Abundant doesn't mean that you're not human.
And it hurts your feelings because when you call, you never say, oh, I was calling to check on you, or how you doing, how you feeling? And you see the strike was viral. It was everywhere. You never once called to say, how are you doing? What do you need? I don't want to hear, but I pray for you. Thank you. I'm happy, but I also want you to ask me, because you asking me as a family member, you asking me, how are you doing? Or how are you feeling? Or what's going through your mind? I'll probably break down and cry, because a lot of people don't think I cry. But hearing that from a parent will make me feel like,
I
okay,
care.
you care.
Yeah.
You really do care. Instead of, I asked for some money, or I asked for this, and he told me, my bills are bigger than yours, because they are. And to hear, well, my small bills shouldn't affect you, or it should be all right to,
they're pocket
add
watching.
on. I don't care, because here's the thing. Here's my bills, and then you said your bills, you added on to it. Now my bills still did this.
It got taller. Yeah.
Why would you do that to me?
Yeah.
Now, once I get in the position where I can do that, where
Once you are Oprah, right?
when it don't affect me, or I'm like, it's whatever, here, yes, or I don't mind doing it. I'm gonna do that for my parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I am still building. I'm still navigating this whole Hollywood and where I'm going, and I am elevating, because I feel it. I see it.
I can see it, yeah.
And I'm elevating, but new levels, new devils. I gotta fight them.
Ooh, can we talk about it? Oh my heavens! Part of me wants to move back to my little studio apartment outside of downtown LA and go back to pretending I'm broke.
Don't do it.
No, I want the universe to think I'm broke so it can leave me alone. Because like when the minute you got to get any elevation, it's like, ooh, time to unlock a new bag of shit. I will say this, something happened to me recently in dating. Yes, we are going to be talking about dating without getting too much into specifics, because I have people watching this too, friends, so don't worry. We're both been hiding in plain sight, right?
Yeah.
I was dating someone recently and found out after the fact that they thought I was a name dropper. And so I was curious. So I just said, oh, wow, I've never thought of myself as a name dropper. I'm curious to learn. And when they gave examples, it was all examples of me telling them how my day went. Did I drop the name?
Yeah.
Or was I going to work?
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm just like, well, don't ask me how the fuck my day was then. Because you know who's in my day.
Yeah.
Like before we came on, I was literally texting with Bridget because Sharon Stone was at an event we were at right now. And my friend who threw the event saw the video and sent it to Sharon Stone. So I called Bridget like, yo, Bridget, Sharon Stone saw a video of us freaking out about her. And then we were like, oh shit, that's embarrassing. If I tell you that story, that's not a name drop. That's how my fucking day went.
Yeah.
How do you deal when you're in these places with these big names and you're trying to date, you're talking to your family, you're talking to friends who are not in the industry, and you can tell that to them it sounds like you're bragging when you're really just sharing and venting? How do you protect those relationships or even share about those relationships with folks who might not be in this world?
I guess I would say I read the room. when it's somebody that don't understand, because usually people that's around me understand.
Yeah.
And I don't. It's not a name drop. It's just a conversation. And
How my day went.
Right. That's just like if they were telling me about their friend Sheikah.
He said, "You got Sharon Stone, I got Sheikah, and look, everybody got something."
Exactly. But I guess I'm protecting. I guess I'm protecting my space too.
Yeah.
When I say I read the room, because if it's somebody that's not in this space, but I can feel you like wanting to like know and see, I'll just say, yeah, because I went to this event and, you know, I had ran into a couple people and I never say who the people are. But
got it.
a lot of people that I talk to is in this space, so it's.
But here's the thing: the person I'm talking about pretended they were in this space. I'm realizing that there's the gonna-bees and the wannabes.
But I feel like me and you know when they're wannabes.
Well, I was trying to get some dick, Kendall. Okay, so I was a little dickmatized. I was.
Now hold the fuck up.
wait. He was shiny. We were on a date. He asked me how my day went. I was like, I'm gonna tell you whatever you want to know. I didn't think, because he looked the part and acted like he was in this realm, I didn't think that to him I was still doing something extraordinary that would make him feel.
You got to be careful of that. And the thing about me is you need to slow the fuck down.
Wait a minute,
because you saw him and you wanted some dick immediately.
I mean, Kendall, don't do this to me.
How long? Okay, how long was? Wait, no. Let's talk about it. How long did you know him?
We had been talking for about 3 months when I realized that's how he saw it. So he came in on some, I'm shiny and new and X, Y, and Z. I think he's used to dating regular bitches or girls who just ain't got much going on. And so the little bit of D-list that he has access to is enough, right? I don't think he had Googled me or anything. And so when we're talking, I'm like, oh, bad. You're in the industry too, bad. I'm thinking we're talking shop. It wasn't until I started introducing him to people that I knew and started telling him about my day, and he kept on looking gagged by it. Like, you did what? With who? And where? I was like, yeah, isn't that cool? I'm thinking he's happy for my blessing.
I feel like that was a little jealousy. Yeah. That's what it turned into. He was gagged, like, oh, but then it.
Because I be gagged for my friends, but I be happy for them.
But then it turned into jealousy, like in his head, he probably like, who the fuck she thinks she is?
I'm the bitch who was in the room.
Exactly.
So now what?
Now it's an issue. It was jealousy, and then he probably started competing with you in his head.
That's not sexy no more. The minute I found out that the vastness of who I was too much for him, it's something I've learned recently. When somebody tells you you're too good for them, believe them. You know you longer than I've known you. Shit.
Absolutely.
You might be right, sir.
Absolutely. But okay, when somebody say that, why do sometimes we still feel like?
Because I be fine and we want to fix them.
Why do we want to fix people? Oh, that be my problem. Sometimes
let me just love you and rub on your booty real quick, and I'll make you see that you good too. We can do this together, babe.
Why do we be in the business of fixing?
You know what it is? I think this is something I talked about with me and Bridget have a Patreon podcast. You got to pay to see it, y'all, because we be talking about too much stuff for y'all to see for free. No, seriously. It's a Patreon pay only because it turned into therapy. I'm like, I can't say this to the public. By the time you paid your $15, you deserve this tea, right? But like, we were talking about how I realized that my biggest pain point in life is that I've always had a surplus, and it wasn't just money. I was born during the week of power. I've always felt like an excess of joy, an excess of belonging. I've never had imposter syndrome. I've just always liked myself a little bit more than the room, right? And you almost start to feel guilty about that because people are bonding over brokenness. So if you're not broken, you're like, oh, shit, well, I can't bond over how much I think life sucks because my life is popping. I'm going to just give you some. Yeah. I have extra. I'm going to just give you some. And I realized I started giving away my power as an apology for taking up so much space. And so the answer to your question is, abundant people sometimes harbor guilt. Like, do I really deserve this abundance? Maybe I should give you some. And that's when we meet somebody who's fine and envious, we're like, well, if I just invite him to the function with me, he won't have to be jealous.
And toxic.
Because he's with me. But then my mother taught me a really beautiful lesson because I had taken a bunch of friends somewhere very important. I'm not going to get into it because you taught me not to say names no more. Somewhere very, very important that would gag people. And I went to the bathroom and they were talking shit about me.
Oh.
And I was like, wait, you're in the room with me and you're still talking shit. And I caught my mother crying and she said, baby, they're not upset that they wanted to come with you. They're upset that you had it to give to them.
Yeah.
They resent you for you being the one to give it to them. They took it,
yeah,
but they're embarrassed that they had to take it. And I was like, shit, I got to stop giving like this then.
Yep.
Have you dealt with that? Like dating or being friends with folks that you loved deep, we're going to take them with you? Because Steve Harvey said you can't take them with you. I've tried to drag a couple people with me. And then
We always got to try to figure it out.
and then you realize that they're jealous even though they're in the room with you? Mm-hmm. How have you dealt with that?
I don't know them anymore. Oh. Yeah.
I think friendship breakups
They
can hurt
know
more.
me. I don't know them.
He said they know
They
you.
know me, yeah. They know me and they see me.
And they're watching you elevate continuously.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I had to get rid of that. And the way I got rid of it was I prayed about it. I asked God to delete anybody that's here in my space now or trying to come into my space, block them.
Yeah.
And if they're already in my space, remove them. And it was
painful.
It was very painful.
No, it's very painful. People don't tell you
that
this.
was a roller coaster ride, emotional roller coaster.
Emotional roller coaster. Let's not get a copyright strike because you should be paying my bills.
Yes.
Copyright strikes. Look, but like, no, it really is. Nobody tells you about how friendship breakups and family breakups can hurt even more than romantic breakups.
It's deep. It's bad.
It cuts deep because you know when you're dating, there's a 50-50 chance that they're gonna stick around. You don't think you're gonna lose friends that feel like family.
You can get over that. It might take you. It depends on how deep it was.
Yeah.
It might take you a year or two. But them friends, it took me years. I probably would say like even after moving here, I still felt like
you were losing people.
Yeah, but I was like, well, it is what it is.
There's an old saying that goes, "I prayed to God to get rid of my enemies, and I started losing friends."
That's what happened.
Yeah, like there's something that you have to sit with yourself when you realize you weren't paranoid. You elevating will offend people.
But you know what helped me get through it though? Those people were getting deleted.
Yeah.
And the right people were being added into my space.
They were clearing a path.
Yeah. And it was like, this is the type of friendships that I was looking for.
Yeah.
Those were not it. That's not where they were not going where I was going.
Yeah.
And they had to go. These people are, and they were uplifting and checking in and supporting. And where's that? Why you didn't tell us? I was so used to telling my old friends like this, like I'm doing this, come here. Or did y'all watch it? And it was like, no, to the point where these new friends that I have already watched it without me even telling
and
and
they were
asking
hype
them.
about it.
Yeah, they were already texting. Oh my God, that was so funny. And I'm like, wait, you watched it already? I ain't even watched it yet.
Yeah.
Like it just dropped today, but I didn't even watch it. They was like, yes, I love it. When the next episode coming on? Like, I was like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. And these are the right people.
Do you think as of right now, it is now the end of June 2024, do you think that you are now in a space where you are 100% safe with the people around you, or do you think you still have a little bit more pruning left to do?
Oh, definitely. It's a lot more pruning left to do.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that, friend.
It's a lot more.
A lot more, really?
Yeah, because, okay, I left.
Yeah.
LA.
You left LA and went to Atlanta.
Went
we were
to
all
Atlanta.
very upset.
I was so
I was
upset.
angry
I
when you
cried.
left, Kendall.
Yeah, I cried. I didn't cry. I packed up feeling like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm coming back, right? And I was like, but I'm going to come back to this place. But I still was packing.
Why'd you leave?
Because I was booked and busy. I had to. I had an assignment. And I had to go complete that assignment. And when the assignment was completed, I came back.
How long were you in Atlanta?
2.5 years. Too long.
That's a long fucking assignment, friend.
Yeah.
I thought for a second, I thought you weren't coming back. And then I was like, no, he's definitely coming back. Because whenever you came to LA, your eyes would light up.
I was so happy to be back.
You act like you were in a bad marriage. You were going to see your favorite mistress. I'm going to see my favorite bitch. Come on, LA, I'm home. You act like LA was your favorite side piece.
Yeah, it was. And I couldn't wait to get back to it. I said, I got to leave. But Atlanta, I gave it a chance. I had one show filmed for 2 years.
That's amazing, by the way.
Yes. And then the other one, it was just that first year, and then they canceled it.
Which is which? Tell people.
Games People Play.
Was there for 2 years?
1.
1 year.
It moved from L.A. to down there. Just so happened to move down there when I booked the talk show, Social Society.
Nice.
And it was like, oh, I'm already in Atlanta, and they coming here. This is perfect. It worked out perfect. So I was like, I was supposed to be here at that time. That's why I feel
amazing.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? I realized in the car, I always think to myself, being Kendall met through a person, until I went through my archives. Look, I'm keeping it clean. I went through my archives and realized we actually met on the set of my defunct talk show before that. Because, listen to this. I know. This shows you how sometimes you don't even know a future friend is in the room with you. I moved to LA because I booked a talk show, and we were going to have a 6-week sneak peek.
Yep.
During that time, I was still a senior writer at the Griot. my colleague at the Griot, Angela, wrote Games People Play. She wrote it, like she sold it to the BET.
Okay.
And so because she was working at the Griot.
because the book is Games Divas Play.
Yes.
Yes.
So my colleague is the one who wrote, from the Griot, is the one who wrote that book.
Got it.
And so when BET was doing the rollout around y'all, they were like, well, you have this talk show coming out and Angela's working with y'all, and let's have some of the cast come over. All of y'all came. I think it was Jackie, Serranos, you, everybody but Lauren came, and I did like a quick.
I was there.
I did a quick interview. It was Parker was there. It was like a.
Was it for BET?
Yeah.
And we came to that table.
Yeah, it was like.
Oh, it was a mess in that media room. I'm sorry. But
Okay, well, you know. But it's so funny. Like, I was like, I just realized that at one point, we were in the room together and didn't even realize we were going to be friends months later.
Yep.
It'd be 6 months later before we would actually meet as friends.
Mm-hmm.
But what was wild is that talk show, we got a phone call saying the talk show's amazing, the dailies are amazing, the chemistry is hype. Richard came over. He used to be on Queen Sugar. I forgot his character name. He came over because he was giving us things. He was like, this show's going to be amazing. Great job. It's going to be like a black version of The View, an all black version of The View. That same day, and I tell this story all the time, we all go to party to drink. And as the first chair, I was the whoopee, so I was considered like, the den master.
Yeah.
We're about to toast in slow motion, like toast to stardom. And as we're about to toast, the producer comes running in like, no, stop. And I said, what? She said, Blue, can you come out here? Because it was always my job to share the bad news. And I was like, what's happening, friend? I could always tell something was, you wouldn't let me finish toasting, bitch. I know it's bad news.
Right.
She was like, so there was an incident on set. Somebody threw a chair. The show has been shut down because we're in litigation. I said, no, this is the celebration dinner because we just got a green light.
yeah.
She was like, yeah, but the chair, litigation. So we're all gonna have to wait to see how the I was like, excuse me? We were tied up in litigation for weeks, and they said it's gonna cost, but the money they're spending with lawyers was supposed to be y'all's budget. I moved to LA with 5 days notice to do a talk show that never saw the light of day. Never saw the light of day. And LA taught me within my first. Look at Kendall's face.
I'm just like,
I'll show you pictures. Guess who was my co-star on the show?
who?
Chef Jeff.
Oh, you were supposed to be here making my drink.
Jeff was supposed to be here making Kendall's drink. Yeah. Chef Jeff was actually one of my co-stars on that show. That's how me and Jeff became cool.
It's so funny that you call him Chef Jeff.
I have to because I know 7 Jeffs.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, when you say Chef Jeff, I be like, Jeff?
I don't want the other Jeffs to ever think I'm talking about
Jeffro?
them. Yeah, Jeffro. I can call him Jeffro. I don't ever want the other Jeffs to think I'm talking about them. So I always say Chef Jeff so you know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about. Okay? I don't need I don't want no shade, no business, no nothing. So Chef Jeff and I met on that show, and he was devastated. I was devastated. I ended up booking a show with Melissa Ford a couple weeks later. So I pivoted very quickly, right? But it always taught me that never count your eggs before they're hatched. Now, Kendall, let's talk about disappointment.
Yeah.
Have there been moments where you thought this is about to be lit, and then it was womp womp, and a lot of money was left on the table, a lot of feelings were hurt? How do you deal with how this industry will prompt you up and then kick the chair from underneath you 5 seconds later?
First, you got to go through it to get through it, right?
Yeah.
So I had to go through it.
Okay, preacher. We are taping on a Sunday.
Listen, right.
I love that for us.
But it was a podcast a couple years ago. I don't care. It was for Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, wow.
And they were going to do a podcast to talk about each week. And I do that anyway, right?
That's perfect for
So I
you,
was like-
Kendall.
so they had me come in to do chemistry. So I was like, I ain't gonna lie. I did kind of feel like I know I'm one of them.
You have to be.
Yeah, I was like, I already know I'm one of them, but I'm still gonna go in here and
give
do
your
my
all.
thing. Yeah. So I thought for sure. And then they started, it was a moment where I felt like maybe I'm not one of them. You know, because people was bringing it. I was like, okay, they brought it. Okay. So we were going in and out, getting in and out. Then they started knocking people down, and it dropped down to like 4. And I think they wanted 3. And then I was like, okay, I got to go in. So they play these clips, and then we going. And I'm going. And they were like, okay, cool. We need y'all to come back tomorrow, and we want to test y'all with, it was somebody else that was coming in. And so I'm thinking, okay, I got it. We need to see if this person gonna, meet the requirements.
Right.
Yeah, no, I didn't get it. They called.
Now, hold the fuck up. Hold up.
The man, I felt.
The person
That's what I
whose
said.
entire brand was a proof of concept. Let's use industry language. You were the proof of concept that there was an audience for people who wanted to watch people unpack love and hip hop on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
You, grassroots, in your own home, was the proof of concept. And yet when it was time to put money behind it and commodify it and do it properly, you didn't make the cut. And the shit that you inspired.
Nope. They had some notes. I can't even remember the notes, but when I was listening,
My note would have been, girl, fuck you.
I was getting ready to say that. When I was hearing the notes, I'm like, fuck them. I actually cried about that one. Because I just felt like, I was like, but that's what, I had to be humble. Because I went in.
Humble about your own shit though, friend.
But I did go, but it's my own shit, but it's their shit.
True.
They're funding it.
True.
They came up with like, oh, let's bring Kendall in for this. Now, if it was mine and somebody tried to shut my shit down, then it would really be a problem. But I was like, you know what? That's all right, because something better is coming for me. And when it happens, talking to you the other day, you said, I'm hearing 40. I feel 40. I don't know what that is, but I feel it too. And I am feeling like...
for the audience, to tell them, for those of you who don't know, Kendall's talking about a private conversation we had.
Yes.
Where I told him that my spirit guides told me that you would reach your full, fleshed out form at 40.
Yes, and I feel it because when I was 27, leading up to 30, I was like, I feel like how I'm feeling now.
Yeah, you felt it.
And I'm feeling it. And then when you said that, I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
It's coming for you, friend.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm not. But you know what?
Oh wow, that was honest.
I'm not ready. I'm ready to receive it and to see what I'm ready to see what it's gonna look like. But I don't know if I'm ready.
You working through it live and in person, friend.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready. You know what I mean?
What is your hesitation?
It's not hesitation. I just want to make sure that I'm prepared. But the best things happen when you're not prepared, when it just hits you. So that's why I was like, I'm ready, but I don't know if I'm ready. But I got 3 years. So I'll be ready.
Yeah, but you don't know what's going to come in those 3 years, though. Because here's the thing about time, right? The universe doesn't care about time. So your final form might be, like, you might be at 100% at 40, but you might jump up to 98% in the next week.
That's
and
true.
And spend the next 3 years working on that last 2%. You don't know how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
And the thing I love, this is what I was thinking about. You know those days where you wake up, you don't think nothing of it. You take a shower, your friend calls you like, hey, let's go to this function. You go to the function, you have a good meal.
Yes.
You're under the sun. You meet somebody cute, like, oh, you kind of cute, whatever. You go to the after party. Your stomach is full. You had a nice little bit of shrooms, whatever. Responsibly, it's legal in LA. And by the end of the day, you're like, this is an amazing fucking day. I could not have planned a better day, and I didn't plan anything.
Yeah.
I feel like we're entering this phase of our lives where that's happening a lot.
Yes. I feel like LA, that's just LA.
And it is LA.
LA is very random. Even when I moved here the first time.
Random and magical.
Yes, in a good way. Good
the
random.
best way, yeah.
Because like literally today, if we wasn't doing this, me and you probably could have went to brunch.
We could go to brunch after.
And we can't.
Yeah.
But I gotta
You see that? My Hollywood
guys,
friend
listen.
is too busy for me. Y'all see
No,
that?
guys, listen.
I just got rejected on my own show.
I'm very busy. I'm very booked and busy. But not in that way. Let me tell y'all what I mean. I have BET this week. I'm working Wednesday through Thursday. I have to have a suit for Sunday. And I have to go see the designer because we're getting ready. He didn't have enough time to make me something. So we grabbed something from his showroom and we're going to redo it, like switch it out. So I'm going to sit with him for like 30 minutes, like change the color on the lapel, do this, do that, cut it, make it crop. And then we can go eat.
Okay. I love
then we
that.
can go eat. But I literally, after this, I have to meet with him.
That's amazing.
Yes.
First of all, I was going to post your, because you know I'm a proud friend. People make fun of me. They're like, Blue, you act like everybody's mama. Like, look at my friend. Look at that. I get so excited. That. I love it. I was going to post your BET promo, but I actually wanted to wait until after we did the show to post it. So it could be like Kendall's coming. I get so giddy when I see you getting paid to be yourself.
Oh, that one was so fun. Let me tell you, I was so proud of that. It's a lot of things.
Jermaine Dupri, fucking legend.
Jermaine Dupri. And, you know, I wasn't even nervous. I'm
not surprised.
I think, though, when I walk into a room, I make sure that I introduce myself to everybody. And I am shy, and I do be nervous. So what gets me out of that and get out of my shell is just to come in and be like, okay, they booked you to be Kendall. Yeah. So when you walk into this room, into this studio, when they open that door, you be exactly who they booked. So I walked in and I was like, what's up? How y'all doing? And they was like, everybody was just kind of like, because I think they so used to talent. And these are the people behind the camera who I'm talking about, y'all. The producers and all the people that make the show run. I think they're so used to talent coming in and they don't know what to expect if they're going to be a bitch, if they're gonna be mean, don't want to be bothered, cause
Be manic and all over the place tweaking. Yeah.
exactly, and because talent is like that, or they feel like they're above everybody. No, I come in, what's up? I'm clapping the guys up. I'm hugging the women. Like, what's up? As I want everybody to be very comfortable with me, and that makes me. And when they like, oh hey, and everybody like, so what's
Exactly.
up? And while they setting up, they feel so good to come up and just chat with me. Like, yeah, Kendall, we so glad you did this. And so now it's like, we friends.
Yep.
So when I get in front of the camera, I'm not nervous anymore, because you know when it's quiet, that's when you go, oh shoot, everybody quiet and looking at me. But now it's just like, oh no, these are my friends supporting me.
Exactly.
So that's how I get out of being nervous when I have to be in front of a camera.
I love that.
Yes.
For me, I don't see roles. Like, it's so funny when we did Kendall's show. Kendall was like, "What you do again?" Because I don't walk around talking about job ever.
I know, I did not know.
People are like, "Blue, what do you do?" I'm like, "I'm a writer." They're like, "Oh, that makes sense." I'm like, "Friend, I've been a writer for 20 years." But people think that in LA everything's industry, and people only want to talk to you because they want to get a job, they want to get a hookup, whatever. I can't tell you how many industry people that I have met who I never once thought of asking them for anything. I just enjoyed them as people. I also can't tell you how many who I think thought I was going to like them because of who they were, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Don't care that you have an Oscar. You're an asshole, right? And I think we have that in common. And it creates an interesting double-edged sword where there are people who are very powerful who resent you because they couldn't buy you. But there are also people who are not used to being acknowledged who love you because you acknowledge them.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many opportunities I've been given because I was nice to a PA. I wasn't even nice to the person who was in charge.
Yeah.
I was nice to somebody's assistant. We had a good kiki, and then when they were in the room, they were like, "What about Blue?"
I was just talking to an old producer that I had a couple years ago, and she was like, "Oh, my one of my handlers, her name is Ty. She said she worked with you and she just loved you. She was like, oh, he was so calm and cool and funny, and he was so nice." And I was like, Ty. I was like, yeah, it was on a la carte first season. She was like,
Oh,
yes.
wow.
And I was like, oh my goodness, Ty. And she was like, yeah, people remember stuff like that.
People
and I
remember
know,
kindness in a cruel room.
yeah, and I know too. You said you booked a lot of things off your energy and stuff.
Oh no, only I've never filled an application or made a resume in my life, friend.
So
I don't
we
even
ain't
know how.
name dropping. We just being what it,
We
what
not
it
name
is.
dropping. We just talking about our
because
day.
people, you've seen me with her before, and I support her a lot. Niecy Nash, that's my mentor. Like,
Oh, I
if
can
I
see
need
that.
to talk to Niecy about something, especially when it comes to industry, I can call her and talk to her. I love that she always say, "Don't ever turn down an audition." She said, "If it's something that you don't know how to do, call me and we gonna figure it out."
I love that. Y'all have similar energy.
We do, and
That
I
makes
met her
sense.
on the set of Claws first season, and they sent like maybe 10 influencers down there, and we all had to do something with them. Everybody was like the influencers that kind of like did skits, so they did skits with them on the set, and they was like, "Kendall, what you gonna do?" I'm not a skit person.
You're not a
I don't
skit
do
person.
sketches and stuff. So I was like, I just want to sit down and talk to them. And so one by one, they brought Karuchi, they brought Jenny Lyons, they brought Niecy, they brought each one of those ladies and sat them down. And I just went off the top of my head and asked their experience on set. How is it working with this person? And that's what I did. And then the week of the show that it premiered, we had to go live with every day, drop something. So I had so many videos, I was just dropping them every day.
I love that.
But me and Niecy had this connection after she got done, because she was the last one. They was like, all right, and they kind of went to lunch. And me and her sat there and talked, and she was just like listening to me, and she was like, I like your spirit. It's just something about, she's like, what is it, what else is it that you want to do? And I was like, I want to do all the things. And she was like what? I was like, act, host, I want to do it all. And she was like, have you ever done that? I was like, no. She was like, because I see more of you than the love and hip hop stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, absolutely. And we left. Then later on that night, they took us out. They had a dinner for us. And Niecy pulled up, and she was like, and it was so funny because she was at the door. And I walked up straight up to her. We stood at the door. Everybody sitting down eating. We stood out there talking. They kept saying, y'all food is here. Do y'all want to eat? And she was like, I came over here. I told them where that dinner at because I was not done talking to you.
I love that.
And we were talking and talking. Left New Orleans. And
Oh, this all happened in New Orleans?
yeah, because they shot
Ooh,
it in
that's
New Orleans.
sexy. I love New Orleans.
They shot it in New Orleans so it can give that Florida vibe because they're supposed to be in Florida.
That makes sense.
And I remember running through Atlanta's airport because I had a layover to get back to Detroit. And I was still working in HR. when I did this stuff.
Are you wait, pause.
Yeah.
Pause.
I used to say it.
You
for
were
the
still
real,
in Detroit when all this happened?
For the real ones that was following me when I used to do lit morning in the car and all of that, y'all know I used to say, I'm a celebrity on the weekend and I'm
You work in HR.
I work in HR during the week.
Can you imagine getting written up by Kendall Kyndall at work? Like, nigga, you got some nerve writing me. If I
Listen.
saw you in Love and Hip Hop.
Listen, my boss, her kids saw me on
Of course they did. They had Wi-Fi.
Because it was BET Awards. And she was like, I remember when I came back, she was like, come in here. And I was like, oh, here it go. But I had already was saving up. And I had already.
You were saving up to get fired?
Well, I was coming to LA. In October, when my lease was up, that was it. And I was going to quit my job 2 weeks. You know, I was going to do the proper, give the 2-week notice and just kind of be like,
what month did she call you into the office, though?
August.
Oh, that was early. Okay. So in August, she was like, hey, my friend.
No, I'll take that back. It was right after BET Awards. So
that was June.
Yeah, it was July when I got back into town because BET is at the end. So I got back maybe that next Monday or Tuesday. And I remember when I left to go do BET, I had my work clothes ironed and everything because I knew that I was taking a red eye out of here and I was going to get back at 6. Got back there, showered, changed, and went straight to work and sat down. And she was like, come here. And I was like, oh, shit. But I was saved up, y'all. I had already found the apartment that I was going to have in Glendale.
You already had flight risk.
I put my deposit down. I held the apartment. It was all good. She was like, close my door. And I was like, here it goes. I was like, well, if she let me go, I still got into October. I'm just going to go hard on social media more. This is all the things I was thinking because I was promoting the Real BB Judy Miracle Drops.
Yes. You already had brand deals.
People was giving me weave to and then they was like, I don't care what you say, just make sure you say, get these bundles. Your bundles, if you talk about somebody here, just say. So I had things going because I was doing everything myself.
Right.
Man, she said, she folded her arms and she just started. She tried to hold a straight face and she smirked and she said, how long I got? And I said, huh?
Wow.
She's like, how long I got?
So she knew your star was on the rise.
Mm-hmm. She's like, how long? She's like, I know what's going on. She's like, I need to get you out of here so you could spread your wings.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, and because I had to think fast because I was like shocked that I'm not getting fired, but she also supporting me. And I was like, and I wanted to say, can I stay until October? But I was like, August? Because I was thinking if I say August, I got time to really pack up and get my stuff together. And I was like, August? And she was like, give me to September because I want to do something. I got to go on a work trip, but I want to do something nice for you. And she gave me a Hollywood theme, like going away party. And that's on Instagram. Remember those things you can hold from?
Yes.
She had one of those and it had like 1 million likes on it. It said Kendall Kyndall and everybody, in the office was taking pictures with me with that. And she was like, take that with you. It was nice. It was like, but she was like, but before you go, she said, I need that loan because I need you to write down all your processes. I was like, oh, it's on the shared drive. And she was like, what? I said, yes, on the shared drive. I said, everything, how to run a background check, the offer letter, to if you got somebody coming from like, oh.
That was the car and not bullets.
Oh, I was about to say, you got us in the...
We're in Hollywood. Don't play. We're reporting live from Hollywood.
I'm like, whoa.
For those who don't hear for the audio broadcast, a car backed up and Kendall acted like he just heard somebody get shot.
He backed up and hit something?
Yeah.
We might need to make sure I ain't my car.
No, your car's in the parking lot. Kendall, we are not in the hood. This is how rumors
Mind you, I stay 9 minutes away.
Yeah, right. We're in Kendall's neighborhood. I will say this, though. What's interesting is, wait a minute. Kendall, pause. If you're 9 minutes away, you had texted me that you were going to be there in 9 minutes. So you texted me as you were leaving your house.
Yeah, I had to let them dogs out. I had to let them dogs out.
Wait, Kendall just told on himself. He said, I'm 9 minutes away, but you live 9 minutes away.
That's 9 minutes away. 9 minutes away. I had to let them dogs out. I had to, Blue.
This is hilarious.
That's my kids. I gotta make sure the kids don't pee in the house.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so back to this point is because you were following your dream, you were blessed enough to have angels who saw it coming and who supported you rather than working against you. And
then that's when Niecy called. Oh, I was the airport. I was running through the airport, and Niecy called me, and she's like, "What you doing?" I was like, "I'm running through the airport to get to the next flight because we had a delay, and I'm almost gonna miss the flight." And she was like, "Call me as soon as you land." And I was like, "Okay." Made the flight. We was getting ready to land. This the runway, y'all. Here go the flight. Phone ringing, Niecy calling. And
Wow.
I'm like, shoot, I got to answer this Niecy Nash. I'm like, hello. You know, because she's like, hey, you made it? I was like, we literally about to land. Like, I'm looking at the ground. And she was like, call me as soon as you get home. Like, you better call me. I said, okay, I'm going to call you. I got my bags, got to my car, and I'm driving down the freeway, just getting up. She was like, you home yet? I was like, no, it takes 30 minutes from the airport. And she was like, okay, listen, it's this role that I think you're going to be perfect for. And it's the role of DJ. And you just getting hyped. She says it's a couple lines, and you getting the crowd hyped for the wedding. It's a white party, but it's a wedding on the show. And she was like, I need you to self-tape. And I was like, what is that? I didn't know nothing, you know?
Right.
And she was like, call me when you get home. So I called her. She was like, you got a tripod? I was like, no, I don't got nothing. I'm new to, you know, everything. I'm holding the phone. And she was like, you got some boxes, something? And I was like, I do, because I'm packing. And so I had put my stuff on the box, and she was like, play, I got the keys. She was like, so do your lines. And she was like, play this, record it, submit it to this. It was some system. And then she's like, and also send me one. I sent it to her. She was like, perfect. And I was like turning up and dancing and doing my lines.
You were being you. I
and
love
I was acting
it.
like, yeah, I put on some headphones like I was a DJ and I'm doing. And I sent it to her. She was like, perfect. I didn't hear nothing. By that Thursday, some white lady called me like, hey, Kendall. I was like, yeah, I didn't know what was going on. She was like, this is so-and-so calling from such and such casting. You have booked the role of DJ. We're going to fly you out, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And she was like, I was like, oh, okay. And I went to my boss.
In Detroit?
And I went to
Wow.
my boss like, I don't have no more PTO. And she was like, if you don't mind. I was like, well, I'm going to make money anyway. And she was like, well, you about to leave? So I was like, okay, I'm out. And I said, I got to be gone. I was like, I'm going to be gone a week. And she was like, okay. And yeah, I did that. And that's how she gave me my first taste of being on camera.
Wow.
As an actor.
As an actor.
Yeah. But I brought my ass here. And Robbie Reed met me that same year that I got caught on TV by my boss.
Uh-huh.
And Robbie saw me behind, like, in backstage, like, Kendall. And I was like, hi. And she was like, I'm Robbie. And she was like, I'm going to be talking to you soon. And I was like, okay. And then I had told somebody, I was like, who's that? And they was like, you don't know who that is? That is the Robbie Reed. Like, she is the reason why everybody in Black Hollywood, like in Hollywood that's Black, why they're successful. And she gave everybody, like, their chance. And I was like, oh, there's like, she is the casting director. And I was like, so I looked her up. I was like, oh. I moved here. Robbie hit me. She gave me, like, a couple auditions, and it wasn't landing.
Really?
No. Because you can have talent, but you can be very green.
Yeah. And acting is a craft.
Yes. So she
Yeah.
was like, finally, she was like, she called me. She was like, let me say something to you. She was like, you're very
Wow.
green. Mm-hmm. And I didn't take it to, I was like, okay. I was like, this is Robbie talking to you. So you better set up right. This is like
You better
the mother.
listen. Yeah.
She was like, you're very green. What I need you to do is get in some classes. And she's like, once you get in some classes and get your feet wet, we're going to revisit this. And I said, okay. So I got into some classes at Spicer Sturgis. And then I was like, in a year, I want to book something. And a year came, it was a whole year came through. Robbie called, or she texted me, was like, hey, check your email. I sent you something a couple of days ago. You didn't respond. And it was an audition for Games People Play.
Wow.
And I had to be there the next day. So me and my dad was getting ready. He was in town. We was getting ready to go have a day. And I was like, oh, we can't go nowhere. I was like, I got to do this. And at this point, I'm confident. I'm ready. I read both. She wanted me to do two. Jackie Long was Kareem. She wanted me to do that one. And then MJ. Mm-hmm. I got MJ. And she was like, specifically, I want you to do MJ. But I also want you to know these lines. So I was in it. And then I had to go to BET over here on Gower. And I had went in and did it. And she was like, okay. And she was like, now this time, do it again and do it and put some Kendall on it, like as if you sitting down watching Love and Hip Hop. I said, oh, okay. So I put that little stank on it, and she was like, they were laughing. And Robbie is very much, even though it could be funny, Robbie is very much, she's
stoic.
Like, she's like, okay, thank you. And I'm looking at Taikisha and the rest of them laughing, and they're like, oh my God. So Robbie was like, oh, go ahead and look at the other lines for the other character. She's like, take 5 minutes, get you some water, come back in, let us know when you're ready. And she was like, I want you to do that one. I did that one, and that one was real like, like, and I came in like, you put your hands on Vanessa? Like, real like that. And Robbie was like, and now Robbie, she could just be sitting there and go, and just watch you. Robbie was like, whew. And then when I got done, she was like, Kendall.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was
You're
very
an
much
actor.
like, I didn't expect that from you. And I didn't hear anything. And I was like, maybe I didn't get it. I was getting ready to go home for Thanksgiving. Got a call from Robbie. Now, this was back at like September, October probably, a month later. They were ready to start filming. And she was like, hey. And she was like, I was like, hey. She's like, you got a minute? I was like, yeah, I'm just leaving Beverly. And she was like, oh, well, congratulations. You booked the role of MJ. And I was like,
Kendall.
I was like, oh my God. I started crying. I had pulled over.
Oh, I would start sobbing.
Yeah, I pulled over. I was like, are you serious? And I was like, I couldn't believe it. And then I met Tracy Edmonds, and because she was the EP on it,
Yep.
and she was like, Kendall, I saw your tape, and she said, we were dying in the writer's room. Like, they were sending it over. She was like, everybody was like, no, that's MJ. Like, nobody else can do this. Like, that's MJ.
You know what I love about this story? Everybody thinks these days all you need is a little bit of razzle dazzle and a viral moment, and you hit superstardom. Nobody talks about the moments where you realize that you still have to put in work.
Yep. You have to.
And you have to be humble when you're being chin checked that you're too green and need to pay your dues a little bit more.
But even when Robbie said it, I said, okay. And I went to class, and being in class, I was like, she was absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have any technique. And your first thing you learn in acting class is technique. Mm-hmm. And you do stuff like crazy stuff to get you out of your head. They'll be like, okay, everybody stand up, stand in a circle. Blue, start off. And when they point at you, you do whatever, you say whatever is in your head. If you want to say, bitch, then everybody got to go, bitch. And then you go to the next person and somebody be like, ugh, and go to the floor and come back up. Everybody gonna go, ugh, because it gets you out of your head.
I've done 2 acting classes, and the funny thing is, Brittany Hall, who now is my friend, was the coach.
Yeah.
We ended up being friends like a year and a half later. I was like, not me being friends with the acting coach. That's random as hell. Welcome to LA. But look at us, friend. No, you have to be fearless. And that's one thing I will say that is raw talent. If you are willing to run towards it and you have no ego about it, everybody thinks LA is full of ego, but some of these moments when you're in LA, if you had a really big ego, LA will eat you up whole.
Yep, eat you up and spit you out.
It will spit you out.
And send you back to where you came from.
The rejection of LA. I will say this though, being an East Coast person, you're from the Midwest, a lot of times people say LA is fake, LA is this, LA is that. That is the industry. But LA proper, like not just the industry, because LA is bigger than the industry. I've met some of the realest motherfuckers out here.
The ones that's from here is not the fake ones. It's the ones the transplants that's come here and try to live up to whatever they saw on social media or whatever they think or how you supposed to act when you come here, or where you supposed to be, or who you supposed to connect yourself
But LA
to.
niggas who are from here are real as fuck.
Yep.
And now that I live here, I almost feel bad for all the years on the East Coast talking shit. And I also, when my friends from the East Coast try to, I'm like, don't do that, not too much.
Yeah.
Because I know people who will outwork you.
Yep.
Like, and I will say this though, do you ever see yourself leaving again? Because I want to make sure we don't have to put some weights around your ankles and keep you from going back to Atlanta or whoever else.
I don't want to speak that because, like my friend Jamel said, Kendall, one thing about you, the power of your tongue.
That's what I told you that as well.
You manifest everything.
So you plan on staying in LA and prospering and thriving?
I plan on staying here, prospering, thriving, having an amazing, huge home up high somewhere that overlooks an amazing view. I'm going to have so much money. And
Kendall's like, I'm looking into the eyes of a witch. I'm putting my wishes in right now. I feel like this is the perfect time for the rapid fire.
I'm going to have so much money.
So much money.
It's going to be abundance. I'm going to be so great. Because what happened was we were talking about Atlanta, and I was like, I would go. If I was booked, I would go there. And it happened.
Yep, watch your mouth.
And I told Jamel, I was like, yo, you probably going to work on this. It's a project that he's working. It's like, they probably going to call you for that. And he was like, no, they won't need me because everything's all taken care of. I already said, they're going to call you.
Well, Kendall, speak on me.
He called me and said, why I'm doing it. And I just told him, and you probably going to go overseas when they go too for the tour. And he was like, nah, like that. Nah, he was like, nah, you forcing it. Called me the other day and was like, Kendall,
you're a master manifester.
Yes.
We've had so many master manifestors.
He was like, say something else. Say more.
Say something, Kendall. Talk about how I'm going to get me an agent or something. Because if
you don't have an agent?
No. Everything I've gotten has been accidental. We'll talk after the show.
You need an agent, but you need to speak it.
I'm speaking it now.
Because the people that I work with, even managers, I spoke it. I said
Yeah.
I said what type of manager I want, but I was like, I also want them to. We got to have a connection.
Oh, absolutely. Without a connection, I don't care about none of this. You know what
Yeah.
made me speak it that I need an agent? After all these years of just accidentally stumbling across jobs, I went to ABFF and I saw someone doing something that they probably should have booked me for.
Mm-hmm.
I said, bitch, you need some help.
But we going next year and we're gonna be booked and busy and they're gonna pay us.
We're claiming that. We're
Yeah.
going as talent.
Yeah,
we're going to
talent.
ABFF as paid talent. But no, ABFF made me realize that there was magic in letting things organically happen, but to your point, there's also magic in speaking it and claiming it.
Yep.
I haven't been claiming enough. I've just been kind of acting like Forrest Gump, leaving the house and seeing what box of chocolates I get. I need to claim things more.
You got to claim it because that's what I did
Yeah.
with the manager I had. I met her at Zena's house, and I had went for Zena's birthday, and she walked up to me. A couple people was like, "Oh, Kendall, can I have a picture?" I was like, "Yeah." So I was taking a picture. So she came up like, "Kendall," I was like, "Hi," and I had my arm out so she could come.
You're like, "Yeah,
and
come
take
on, get him a picture."
And she pushed my hand. She was like, "I'm so and so's manager," and I was like, "Oh my God, I've been wanting. We were supposed to meet," and she was like, "Yeah." We kicked it off so well with us that we got drunk and we was laughing that we became like friends.
Yeah.
And then she was leaving the next day. She ended up changing her flight and was like, "I'm leaving Wednesday." I was wondering, do you want to just have a chat? She's like, "I'm not trying to manage you. I just want to see, like, just have a chat and
Exactly.
see what's going on in your world." I told her, and she asked me like, "Where does this live? What is this? What do you see this? What are you looking to do?" And I was telling her, and yeah, here we are.
No, I love that.
4 years later.
4 years later.
Yeah.
And I remember when you and I first met, we were talking about like representation and stuff. And I remember when I was talking to you about it, I was like, I don't think I ever see myself getting in a place where I'm going to do all that. Seems like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Look at us, 4 years later. I'm like, shit.
You need some help around
I bet
here.
you need some help
You need
around
some
here.
help.
Yeah, because no, I don't want to be stuck doing everything on my own.
Yeah.
The admin alone is drowning me. And y'all know that I respect admin. All right, let's get into the rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
You ready?
Yep.
Now, rapid fire means rapid fire. So I've done rapid fire with people and they try to turn into therapy. It's rapid fire. You ready?
Yeah.
Favorite part about success?
Favorite part? I guess I could say that I'm doing exactly what I want to do, and that's doing me.
I love that. You get paid to be
I don't
yourself.
I don't have to worry about being somebody else.
Least favorite part about success?
Ooh, the no's.
The rejection.
You know, nobody like to hear no.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a rejection, but to me, it's just put a little fire under me. Like, okay, why is it no?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to change that. Watch, I'm gonna come back and you're gonna be like, yes.
We're going to look at your chart in a second. Biggest misconception about you?
Ooh, that I'm messy. A lot of people think that.
That you're what?
Messy.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, because
you laugh and you're fun.
Yeah, but I only talk about what's on TV. They think like but it's not. Jamel, don't hate me, but I'm about to call you out. So me and Jamel were cool through social media, and then we had swapped numbers through social media, and we were just cool because we knew a lot of the same people because he used to do skits too,
Right.
And we knew a lot of the same people, and it was just like, oh, so we would text like, oh, what's this, or how did you find this, or where did you get it? So it was just it was left at that. When I moved back, he had sent me a DM because we had kind of fell off, and he sent me a DM. He was like, Nick. This is gonna. I
Yeah,
can
we
say
can say
whatever.
that, yeah.
He said me. He was like, "Nigga, you back?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I'm gonna come through." I was like, "Jamel be lying," because Jamel used to say that all the time, like, "Oh, we gonna hang," or "I'm gonna meet y'all there," and never show up.
Yep.
And then he actually stopped by and saw my place. He's like, "This dope, this that." We ended up clicking. It was a couple people over, and we all just vibed and we were clicking. And he was like, when he left, he was like, "Yo, we should have been cool long time ago." He was like,
Yep.
"You are not what I thought." Like, look at on social media. He was like,
Oh, he thought you were messy.
not really messy, but I guess I don't know what he thought. I guess probably, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably thought that I would be like a blogger and
Yeah,
try to
oh,
grab
yeah.
stuff and then use it.
Like a stunt queen.
But I don't do that. I only talk about what's on the TV.
You're not messy at all. I think the biggest misconception about me is that I'm outside a lot. People don't realize that I post me at parties because I'm not gonna post me on the couch. I'm on the couch more than I'm at a function.
Yeah.
But I'm not posting that. So people always think that I'm mixy.
Yeah.
Or that I can't take feedback.
Yep.
When people say that I take feedback and I have no ego about it, they're always shocked. Like they wait for me to cuss them out. I'm like, no, I want to
Because
get.
as much as I like people, I don't like people.
I really don't like people like that.
People will get on my nerves, and you think you was running from me. I'm running from y'all.
I'm not a Gen Pop girl at all. People be like, "Oh, you always in VIP at the party." I'm not in VIP because I'm bougie. I'm in VIP because I don't like most people.
Because it's too much.
It's too much energy.
Like, we love a good everyday people, but we always have our little table.
Section. I want a section.
Yeah.
I'm not for the people.
Yeah.
I'm going to fight for the people, but they can't come over.
I can walk through the people, but I can't just sit there. And it's nothing. It's just that I got to protect my peace.
No, it is protecting your peace, though. Because when you have conspicuous big energy, people don't realize they want access to you to take from you.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take from my good energy. You want to suck on my light. You like how joyous I am. I light up the room, and you want to use me as a battery pack. I need to be charged first for all that.
Yep.
So, no. We are not Gen Pop. Do you want to get married someday? The power of the tongue, and you're talking to a witch. Fix your mouth, friend. Okay, because I know you in real life. I'm your real life friend. Fuck the cameras. Again, do you want to get married someday? Ain't no tell the truth. Shame the devil.
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I honestly don't.
Can you get married?
Yes, I would want to get married, but it has to
Kendall,
be
there's no
the
buts.
right person.
But again, of course, who wants to get married to the wrong person, friend?
Well, a lot of people.
No, nobody wants that. They do it because they're lazy.
Right.
So you do want to get married. I'm looking at the camera. Kendall wants to get married. He's just lying to y'all because he's been through some stuff. All right.
Look, because I'm over here. You got my heart beating fast. I'm
The
like, do I wanna get
PTSD.
married?
Yes, you do. Very much so. Do you want kids?
Yes, one.
Just one and done?
One girl.
You want one daughter?
I'm going to be a 40-year-old daddy. I'm not about to be chasing these kids around.
I mean, you can afford help.
I want a daughter. Speak it.
You can afford help. Yep.
I want one daughter. I could take two. I could take a boy and a girl.
I don't mind the idea
I could
of
take
twins.
a boy and a girl. I need somebody to carry the name.
Yeah.
But I definitely want a
She
girl.
might carry the name. The way these kids are moving these days, she might make her husband take her name, especially raised by your ass. Yeah. Like that girl got a big dick energy. All right. Okay. Question about the past or the future. If you had a time machine and you had one option, you could either go back to the past and warn yourself about something, or you could go forward to the future and get advice about something. Which would you do? Would you go past to warn your past self, or would you go to the future to get advice?
I would go in the past, but I don't know if it would be warning.
Why would you want to go to the past?
Because if I could go in the past and tell my past self that I'm gonna be here, I think the path that I was taking, it would have been a little different. And that was with situationships, relationships, friendships, me trying to figure out what it is I want to do. Because I went to college first to be a dentist. And
God damn, you have great teeth, but shit.
I wanted to be a dentist, but I did it because it was what I felt like my dad would.
A stable job.
And he would appreciate that, like, oh, my kid is going to school to be a dentist. And I didn't want to do that. All of that science and stuff, no. I didn't want to do that. So, and then I switched it to occupational therapy. Loved occupational.
So you would have gone to your past self to do all that.
I would have went to my past self and said, stick with mass communication.
I'm very surprised, only because so much, you're very much like me, where we're both like the Forrest Gumps of the industry. We just like kind of tripped into it like, oh, hey, Jenny, I'm here.
Because I went viral.
We went going viral.
I always wanted to be in entertainment, though. I've always danced.
But if you went to the past, you couldn't do that accident. It wouldn't be as organic.
Right.
That's why I'm scared of, because so much of the good stuff I didn't see coming, me knowing I would fuck it up.
Right. I don't know if we need to go into the future either, though.
No, I want advice. I want to get rich faster. Okay, next question.
You crazy.
Where's my money, bitch? Give me advice before I go back to 2024. Where's my manager? Where's my agent? Where's my money? I'm going to the future. I want all the, I trust this version of me.
Yeah.
She will get me there quicker.
I don't know, but going in the future, some things might happen.
I might see some shit that I don't like.
Yeah.
Like, we married who now?
Like, if we go
We don't even like that nigga.
We go in the future and somebody that's very close to us that passed away, I might not want to.
Well, plot twist, they're all going to die, friend.
I know, but I might not want to go in there and be like, oh, shoot. I wasn't ready.
Not Cleophas. I thought he had time.
Right.
Okay, next question. Your dream job career milestone that you haven't yet achieved.
Dream job is which is going to happen, create my own show, star in my own show, and be the star.
What kind of show? Fiction, nonfiction, talk, variety, what kind of show?
No, scripted.
Scripted.
Yeah, it's scripted.
Reality is scripted fiction.
No, fiction. Not reality.
The reality is very
No,
scripted.
I do want to do a reality show too.
Oh,
though.
absolutely.
So basically, I have my own production, and I really wanted my own network.
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Your 3 celebs that you'd love to work with but haven't yet.
Ooh, and it's gonna happen.
Oh, it's definitely gonna happen. Knowing your ass.
Kenya Barris.
Yes.
Ooh, Kenya Barris. That's my dog, and he don't even know.
He
I
dragged
met him.
At BFF. He dragged himself. He was like, I read somewhere that y'all said that every time you say Kenya Barris 3 times, the light skin woman pops up, and we all started cackling. He drags himself. I love that about him.
Kenya Barris, Black AF, his show.
Yes.
And I was like, he starred in it, and I was like, that's how I want to be. Like, that was his show, and he was a star in it. And I was like, that's how I want to be. I want to be like Kenya. So I was very much into that show. Love it. Love all of his issues, blackish, grownish,
I can
all
totally
of that.
see you being a Kenya Barris.
I ran into him at, he's name dropping, but she's my friend, and y'all know this. And y'all see her all over my page, and I'm on hers when we together. But Karuchi.
Absolutely.
I went to her birthday party, and he came in, and I was talking to her, and we was taking a picture, and he looked, and he was like, gave me the nod, and I just froze, and I was like, I know this ain't who I think it is. So I was like, I did like this back, and I was like, Kenya, and I was like, I just started walking towards him, and I was like, Kenya, I love you, I love your work. Like, I auditioned for one of your shows, DR from Detroit. I was put on hold, blah, blah, blah. He was like, oh,
I love DR from Detroit. Fucking love that show. I could see you on that show.
I auditioned for Brian Terrell.
Really?
Yeah. And I was on hold.
You were in Detroit living the life, friend. Like, you deserve it.
I was on hold for it, but we'll talk about that.
Season 2 is coming.
Season 2 is coming, and I'll be on there. We'll talk
So who's
about
the other 2? Kenya?
Kenya. I still want to work with Niecy.
Absolutely.
On
Y'all
something with
literally
Niecy.
could be like family on something. Like, y'all could play family.
You know who else?
Who else?
Tasha Smith. I want to cut up with her.
Oh, if Tasha Smith and Niecy were able to somehow make a baby without a man, it would be you. You are their love child.
Cut up.
You are their lesbian love child. Like, you are their love child.
Because me and Tasha is crazy. We loud. We wild.
No, you remind me so much. Oh my God! Now that you're
And
saying,
then Niecy is funny, but also Niecy is nurturing. I do have that
Yeah.
side where I could get serious. And, she get to preaching. I get to preaching too.
I met your friend. All right, that makes so much fucking
Yes.
sense. Your biggest fear?
Failing being a failure in LA.
Who shall I speak on that? We're not claiming that one. What do you want your legacy to be? In one sentence.
Can I use one word?
Yeah.
This is 2. I want my legacy. When I leave, people will be like, the only thing they can say is, all I gotta say is dope as fuck.
Dope as fuck.
Dope as fuck.
I love
I just want
that.
to be dope. I want it
love
to be
that.
like when people think of Kendall, just dope as fuck. That's it. And then it's like, what do you mean by that?
Dope as.
Go look it up. And they be like, yo, he was dope as fuck.
And then I think about a phrase. If I want my legacy to have a phrase, it'd be, she meant that shit.
Mm-hmm.
She really meant that shit. I love that I walk in a way where I mean what the fuck I say at all times. And I love when people call my bluff and realize that I'm not bluffing.
Yeah.
Because being authentic means that good or bad, you're always you. And
Yeah.
There's a gift in that. Before we wrap up, Kendall, because we went way over. You see how quickly it went? I told you
It
it
was
was
so
going to go fast.
good. I mean, because this is how we are on the phone
And
anyway.
I told you. So we're going to look at Kendall's chart. I finally know why I was so convinced that Kendall wasn't really an Aries. You not.
What am
You
I?
a Taurus, friend.
You got me fucked up.
You Taurus. Invite people
Taurus.
to the house, being secretive and protecting your peas, making people drinks and stuff and food. Big Taurus energy.
That's a Taurus?
You're a Taurus rising.
Wow.
That explains so much. That explains. I'm like, this nigga don't act like an Aries. He too much in the corner, peeping people to be. Yeah.
Oh.
You are a Taurus rising. It's wild when you see the sign that you're judging is you. Mm-hmm. Let's go over it. Your sun is in Aries. Your moon is also in Taurus. You're more Taurus than me, and I was born under Taurus, friend.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. You're more Taurus than Chef Jeff. What the fuck? So your sign, you know how they say your sun, your moon, your rising?
Yeah.
So my sun is Taurus, my moon is Virgo, my rising is Gemini. You're an Aries, Taurus.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's wild.
You are, yeah. And Taurus men are known for knowing how to dress, being charming, being great fathers, being very, very picky, and leaving a trail of accidental broken hearts. And dressing really nice.
I don't break no hearts.
You can't say that, friend. That's not, you don't get to say that. That's also very Taurus.
I don't break no hearts.
No, Taurus, you don't get to say that. They get to tell you if you broke their heart. Wow.
So I'm a Taurus.
Yeah. Wow. And you're Taurus in the places that matter more than your sun sign. Wow. Even your anger sign is Taurus. You get mad like a Taurus too.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. That's a plot twist for the ages.
So I'm not really an Aries.
You know, you're really a Taurus. Like shit.
I'm still Team Aries. I don't care what she says.
You are Taurus moon, a Taurus rising. Your Mars is in Taurus. That means what this means for people who don't understand astrology. I'm gonna do more astrology episodes. That means even though he's shiny like a drunk baby Aries, so you think he's messy and reckless, in real life, your rising sign is how you socialize. He picks his friends and family and socializes like a Taurus. Which means my people are my people. I don't give a fuck about the rest of y'all.
Yeah.
He's very nurturing. He's very caring. His senses matter to him, so you can't be around anybody who's ugly, figuratively or literally speaking.
Okay.
You probably ain't got no ugly friends. I'm just telling you what your chart says, friend. There's too much Taurus. You ain't got no ugly friends. He likes to dress nice. He likes to smell nice. He wants to eat good food. If you want to ruin his mood, stink and give him a bad meal and have a bad attitude.
Oh, this is all true.
Yeah, I'm looking at your chart, friend.
This is all true.
When he gets angry, he becomes more Taurus. He will tell you got him fucked up and then remove himself and never speak to you again.
Oh my God. I just did that just did that with a motherfucker.
Y'all hold a grudge with a capital G. You do eulogies for people as you let them go. Dearly beloved, we have this nigga who I'm never speaking to again.
This is so true.
Here's the thing though. You fall in love like a Pisces. You got questionable taste.
And what you got?
I fall in love like a Gemini. We both a mess.
Oh, Gemini's.
Yeah, your Venus is in Pisces, which means that you can be. You need supervision.
I need some supervision.
Picking people. It's too fish.
Well, I've been vetting them through you now.
Yes, that's been helping.
I've been sending pages like, what do you think?
We've been cutting right through. Yeah, we've been cutting right through the chase.
You're like, this not gonna work.
I like, friend, I love you.
This one is depressed. I see it in the eyes.
No, seriously. Have I been wrong yet, though, friend? Have I been wrong yet?
No.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah, so you need supervision when it comes to love. But here's the thing. You follow your dreams like a Taurus, which means you're tenacious. You are single-minded. If you see your goal, you will knock over everything until you get to where you're going.
Excuse me, everybody don't talk to me.
Everybody move, please.
Do not talk to me.
Keep up or get out my way.
That's me. That is me.
And don't fuck with your money.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
You see red and become murderous when people fuck with your money.
Yes.
It's like a bull seeing red. Mm-hmm. Friend, all these years, it took me 5 years to realize that you were a Taurus.
Yep.
I was like, why do I feel so safe with Kendall?
Yeah.
But then people be like, Kendall don't like everybody. That's very Taurus.
I don't. I like everybody, but don't like everybody. You know what I mean?
You make me think of
I'm like everybody's friend.
Best friend, but not really. There's a phrase that I've been using.
Really? Don't let her.
Yeah,
don't let her say that.
There's a phrase that I've been using a lot that I think applies to you. I will make you comfortable, but don't ever get familiar.
There you go.
That's you.
I can be. Yeah.
You got people to get comfortable around you.
I'm very
but don't get
easy.
don't get funny with me. Don't get familiar.
Don't get it twisted.
That's amazing.
You try to get it twisted, and I'm gonna show you. You play in my face, I'm gonna tap dance in yours.
Yes.
And I will. And when I tell you I will tap dance, I'm a great tap dancer.
Bojangles, okay? Gregory Hines in this bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's Taurus energy. Because you and I get mad in similar ways. I'm like, why do I see so much of me? This nigga's a fucking Taurus. Wow.
Yeah.
Kendall, this is our first episode together. We have to do this again.
We have to.
I got to come back on your pod. You got to come back on mine.
You got to come back for season 2.
I'm going to try to be sober this time. Probably not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. You're going to see the drinks and be like,
that is the last question I want to end it on is Kendall. The audience wants to know. We have 3 last questions. What do you look for in a partner? Rapid fire. You're claiming it. Fix your face. Claim it.
This is so bad.
It can't be pause before you answer because your Aries is about to come out. You cannot say what you don't want or what's coming from the worst case scenario, like the anti of the worst. You have to say what the happiest, most optimistic version of you wants.
Okay. Somebody that's people are gonna be like, why would he start with that one first? You have to be attractive. I don't give a fuck.
Yes, Kendall, we know. Attractive.
You have to be attractive. after talking to you, you have to be, when we talked about this, emotional. They have to have some emotional intelligence about
Absolutely.
them. They have to.
And the third one,
Oh, that one got to be good too.
attractive, emotionally intelligent. So far, we have the same list. Go ahead.
And you have to match my fly. And I'm not saying just with clothes,
Mentally,
but
spiritually,
mentally,
emotionally.
spiritually, financially.
Oh. Oh. The pool just got real small.
Yeah, financially, we got, like, you gotta have it
Equally
going on,
yoked.
too. Yeah.
So you want somebody who's attractive, emotionally intelligent, and equally yoked.
Yeah.
I think that's actually a very godly list. Look at God showing off. And the real last question is, Kendall, what is your favorite drink?
Ooh, it changed. Probably a margarita, because when I go out,
Really?
yeah,
One margarita. I'm going to give it some,
Hey,
two
hey,
margaritas.
hey.
Hey.
It's a margarita. But lately it's been like with reposado, Don Julio reposado, and I've been liking spicy margaritas.
See, we finally diverged. I can eat spicy. I can't drink spicy.
It depends on where you get it from, because some of them be burning the fuck out my lip.
Yes, and my esophagus don't like that.
Like, it's my whole lip be just burning. But
Margarita, I love margaritas too.
Yeah.
So I'm a tequila girl.
So
That's my drink,
You
is
know what
tequila.
else I like? My second one is an espresso martini.
Me too. Oh my God. Okay, Kendall, stop.
But
We're the same person.
But with reposado.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so my two favorite drinks are margaritas / mojitos because I'm Cuban, so I feel like Viva la Gasta. And my second one is an espresso martini.
Yeah.
But with tequila.
And then my third one, everybody that know me know this.
What?
And it's so simple, and y'all gonna probably crack up, is a Jack and Coke.
Oh, but that's
Coca-Cola. Woo! You have to make sure you say Coca-Cola
Yeah.
around these days.
Jack and Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, not Jack.
And
It's
cocaine.
Coke. 'Cause I don't play like that.
Somebody's gonna come to you like, I like Jack and Coke too. I like Jack and Coke a
You
lot.
gotta say Coca-Cola nowadays.
Coca-Cola, yes.
Yeah.
Like cocaine. All right. Well, Kendall, I love that you were here.
Yes,
This was
thank
so
you for
fucking
having me.
fun.
It was.
I would like to have a meal with you after this because I am starving.
Me too, and I have to go do what but I am.
My stomach is eating
My
my
hands
back.
are shaking.
And I'm happy that we had that little bit of Jamaican rum.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for a good reason to throw away that bottle.
And that one shot hit me.
Right.
And I'm not on an empty stomach. I had
breakfast too, and I still felt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamaicans do it different.
And then it was prayed over.
Is there a nationality that you think you're going to end up with? I think I'm going to end up with either Jamaican or Nigerian. That's all that I seem to get really pulled into these days is Jamaicans and Nigerians.
I honestly don't discriminate. I don't know though.
Kendall's like, look, if I like you,
I like you.
congratulations.
I don't know. Dominican? I don't know.
Dominican.
I'm just saying.
By the
something.
way, I have a theory that all men are at their peak, all men of all races are at their peak attractive when they look a little Dominican. When a white man gets a little swirly, starts looking like Papa. Even Drake, when Drake started looking Dominican, when black men start acting a little Dominican, a little Giancarlo Esposito, I feel like all men of all races, when they tap into their inner Dominican papi, become very sexually attractive to me.
I don't know. I know.
Have you tapped into your Dominican, Kendall? We need to figure out.
Do I look a little Dominican now?
We gotta get you a little wave cap or something. You do look a little. You could actually be. I'm telling y'all, all men tap into your Dominican papi. It's gonna make you more attractive.
Yeah. I don't know who, what, when.
I can see
you
you
know
with
what I
somebody
used
from a
to go
different
for. Now it don't matter. But my friends would be like, "It's always somebody light skinned." Every time it's somebody,
Really?
They like. I'm like, I want to show you somebody. They're like,
So you have a caramel addiction?
I did, but
You
not
did.
no more.
Not no more.
Not no more.
Kendall done got some chocolate style. Look at that. Look at it. Look at this. What's
I'm still in love.
sexual chocolate? That's what we're gonna call the episode. Sexual. No, we're not gonna call the episode sexual chocolate.
I was gonna say, wait. I'm looking at you like you really want to do that.
No, we're gonna say 700 to 1 million. Because that's how you manifest
Real
it.
quick.
700 to 1 million. Because I think a lot of people who watch this see you and how successful you are and don't realize how much audacity and how much of a zest for life you had to have and things that they let knock them down happen to you too. You kept going.
Yeah,
Folks need to see that. They think that everything came easy to you and it didn't.
it didn't.
You were in the D fighting for your life.
Listen, and was out here fighting. We still fighting,
we still
but
fighting.
we know how to fight the good fight.
And if you guys want to hear more about us, check us out at ABFF next year because we are going to be doing somebody's panel.
Yeah, or doing this.
Oh, Kendall, this is the part where you do a drop where you tell people where can they find you for those who don't know who you are.
Oh, okay. If you don't know who I am, you can find me on all social media platforms. Kendall Kyndall, KENDALL, Also, I have a podcast coming out that Blue is on called The Creators Lounge. It'll drop August 5th. And if you want to find you a boo thing, please come onto my TikTok, me and Lala Milan, every Monday at 5.
I love this.
No, at 6 Pacific time. So really, what is that? 9 Eastern. We're on there for 3 hours. So 9 to 12 if you're on the East Coast, 6 to 9 West Coast. And we are on there matching people. We are literally bringing people up on the stage and they're having this we ask a couple questions to get it started. They have this conversation. If they like it, they leave and it goes down in the DM. So love and TikTok every Monday, 6 to 9 Pacific time, 9 to 12 Eastern.
Love and TikTok is fucking brilliant.
Do you know who came up with that with us?
Who?
Me and Lala, she was like, you need to go live on TikTok. And I was like, I don't want to. So I went live one day and it was actually cool. I was just talking to people while I was cooking and making a drink. And we were just talking and people were just asking questions. Then Lala tapped into my live and we was like on there talking and laughing. And she was like, oh, Christian Keys want to jump in on live with us. I was like, oh, okay, let him in.
Cool, yeah.
So we was talking. And then she was like, oh, Christian, I got an idea. All these women keep talking about you in the comments. She was like, are you looking for somebody? He was like, yeah, she got to be ready to be on the balcony because I like to do things on the balcony.
Yes, Christian.
And he was like, and then so many women was like, bring me up, bring me up. So we started bringing women up. They were in lingerie. They had their wine glass. They're like, Christian, I like balconies. And it was so funny.
I like balcony shit, Christian.
We was having so much fun with it. And then when we got done, he was like, y'all should do this every week and call it like Love and TikTok. And we was like, what? And we was like, we'll be back next week, y'all. And that's how it happened. So we on week 5 tomorrow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I want to go on Love and TikTok to find a husband. Shout out
You want to come on tomorrow?
Absolutely. Tap me in, Coach.
6 o'clock. Make sure you tap in. I'm gonna send it to you. And
I want to see all this.
This is gonna be great.
Oh, this is gonna be a hot. Lord, Kendall, why are we doing this? Y'all, I love Kendall. If you already loved him, you loved him more. If you didn't know who he was, get with it because you were behind. As always, you guys know you can find me at Bluecentric. If you want to work on your emotional intelligence, our EQ workshop, Kendall, you know I offered you a free seat.
And I'm going to be there July
10th.
I almost said 5th. July 10th.
July 5th. Ain't nobody doing shit July 5th but having a hangover.
Right.
The Emotional Intelligence Workshop kicks off on the second week of July. We do a lot of amazing things. You're allowed to drink from the kindness of your own home. We're on Zoom. It's 2 hours, and I promise you, when people take this course, they are so shocked by how helpful it is. They often tap in their friends and family. I have people who are hitting me up, my friend Mike, my friend Bridget. People are hitting me like I want to send it to my mom. I want to send it to my brothers. It is so helpful to know how to be emotionally intelligent by having tactics and not just thugging it out and fighting for your life. And as always, guys, you know, if you wanted to join us, it's summer24.eventbrite.com. That's summer24.eventbrite.com. And as always, we are all just human beings doing human shit. So please be kind to yourself. I love you, Kendall.
Love you too. Thank you for having me.
Fun.
Yeah.
Doesn't that feel good?
Yeah, it felt good because I know.